Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown. Unfortunately, the Edmonton Oilers' three-game winning streak is officially snapped here this afternoon as they fall 3-0 to the Los Angeles Kings, a team the Oilers obviously know very well off of three recent playoff rounds, Pacific Division rivals, and of course they are battling for home ice advantage, seemingly it looks like, in the first round for the fourth straight year in the Stanley Cup playoffs, although the LA Kings are still challenging for first place in the Pacific. The Edmonton Oilers may have their eye on that as well, however unlikely that may seem. So nothing officially set in stone, as I've mentioned in the last few videos, but the Oilers and Kings are a rivalry that just continues to grow, and unfortunately the LA Kings take the latest round, as I said, 3-0 here this afternoon. The Edmonton Oilers, of course, playing without Connor McDavid, Matthias Ekholm, Leon Draisaitl, John Klingberg, Stuart Skinner, but this team has found a way to get things done as of late with playing without some of their best players, and guys like Zach Hyman, Jeff Skinner, Victor Arvidsson, goaltender Calvin Pickard. He was excellent again today for the Edmonton Oilers. Those kind of guys have stepped up in the interim, but unfortunately, the LA Kings, they're an excellent defensive club. They have an insane record at home this year, and the odds were definitely stacked against the Edmonton Oilers on winning today, and unfortunately, they cannot produce a single goal today against Darcy Kemper, who picks up the shutout for the LA Kings. The Edmonton Oilers were able to officially add Trent Frederick to the lineup today. Was exciting to see him come in, but unfortunately there was a scare right off the bat. He kind of took an awkward bump along the boards there. I can't remember who he was hitting there, but yeah, there was an altercation along the boards. I think he was trying to deliver a hit, and it looked a little awkward. He didn't end up playing the next 12 minutes, I believe it was, but he did return, had a few good shifts for the Edmonton Oilers, so it looks like everything is okay with Trent Frederick, and he is already having an impact. I think he made the Edmonton Oilers look a little bit tougher today, and as he slowly works his way back, he can be that physical and hopefully offensive player the Edmonton Oilers are looking for. If they can get some kind of combination of that, that's exactly what they're looking for from Trent Frederick. I've mentioned a few times on Oilers Live on the Heavy Hockey Podcast that I'd love to see Connor McDavid and Trent Frederick paired together and see what those two can do. Obviously, we need to wait for Connor McDavid to return before we can see that combination, but Connor McDavid could be back as early as next Wednesday against the St. Louis Blues. The Edmonton Oilers expected to continue without all their big stars for at least the final game of this road trip against the Anaheim Ducks on Monday. I mentioned earlier that goaltender Calvin Pickard was excellent once again. He makes 26 saves for the Edmonton Oilers today. Unfortunately, in a losing effort, we are expected to see Olivier Rodrigue for Monday's game against the Anaheim Ducks. Really excited to see Rodrigue get a full hockey game. He's only played one period for the Edmonton Oilers so far, and depending on what happens with goaltender Stuart Skinner here, I believe Oilers insider Bob Stauffer mentioned in the second intermission that the Oilers expect Stuart Skinner back before the end of the year, but who knows with these things, right? So the Oilers definitely need to find out what they have in Olivier Rodrigue, because if Skinner can't go, then Pickard and Rodrigue are who the Oilers are going to be running with come playoff time. So like I said, we are expected to get Stuart Skinner back, I believe, before the end of the year here, but excited to see, nevertheless, what Olivier Rodrigue can do with the Edmonton Oilers here going forward. Our goal scorers today were Kevin Fiala, Andrei Kuzmenko, and Trevor Lewis for the LA Kings. Their third goal coming into an empty net. The Kings out shooting the Oilers overall 29-27 today. LA going 0 for 4 on the power play, so a strong penalty kill for the Oilers today. The Oilers only picking up a single power play, going 0 for 1. There was definitely some questionable officiating today, especially a play between Evan Bouchard and Warren Foegele, where Evan Bouchard walks away with the penalty when it looked like Foegele pulled him to the ice. At worst, that should have been an even-up call, but I digress. It was a questionable play, but the Oilers I don't know if even if they got an extra power play or two, we're going to take this one. The LA Kings just seemed like the better team today. The Oilers did get some opportunities, but nothing overly great. And it was one of those games where it was looking like the Oilers were missing Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, those guys that can really drive their offense. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the Oilers have seen other guys step up, but just seemed against the LA Kings today, who have just been extremely dominant at home, that the Oilers, it was just one of those games where the Oilers just didn't seem to have it, and obviously that shows in the score. They lose 3-0 today to the LA Kings. So that's the story on this one, but there was some other Edmonton Oilers news today. The Edmonton Oilers announcing this morning they have signed 2023 sixth-round pick goaltender Nathaniel to a 3-year entry-level contract. His contract will come with a cap hit of $857,000 over those 3 seasons. This past season, in 59 games with the OHL's Flint Firebirds, Day had a 26, 25, 2-3 record with a 3.07 goals against average and an .894 save percentage, including 2 shutouts. The 20-year-old was named the Firebirds' 2024-2025 team MVP after leading all OHL goaltenders in games and minutes played, while facing the 4th most shots and registering the 7th most wins. So it looks like Nathaniel Day was a solid draft choice there for the Edmonton Oilers, and great to see the Oilers have him locked up to a 3-year entry-level contract. So I think that's all the latest there, guys. The Oilers fall this afternoon 3-0 to the LA Kings, but sign a hopeful goaltender of the future in Nathaniel Day to a 3-year entry-level contract. Let me know your thoughts on the Nathaniel Day signing, on the Oilers' 3-0 unfortunate loss this afternoon to the LA Kings in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.